He gave her everything he had, even when he had almost nothing. But when she came back years later, broke and broken, she realized too late what real wealth was. It was a stormy night when Liam sat in his one-bedroom apartment, working late on a motorcycle engine for extra cash. His hands were stained with oil, his fingers aching, but his mind was somewhere else. Back on her. Maya, the girl with wild eyes and expensive dreams. She used to sit on the hood of his car, sipping dollar coffee, telling him she wanted more than this. He thought she meant more than struggle, more than hand-me-downs. But she meant money. Fast cars, high-rise views, things Liam couldn't give her. Not then. He had loved her like crazy, fixed her car for free, skipped meals to buy her gifts, even sold his prized guitar just to take her to a fancy dinner on her birthday. But one evening, she didn't show up. And she didn't answer his calls for 2 days. When she finally did, she came clean, straight to the point. "I'm leaving Liam," she said, not even looking him in the eyes. "I met someone, a guy who can give me the life I want. He has a future." Liam stood there, stunned. "You mean money?" She shrugged. "You're sweet, but love doesn't pay rent." That night, she left without a backward glance. No goodbye hug, no apology, just silence and a cold wind that slammed the door behind her. Years passed. Liam built his own garage, worked non-stop, and grew his business slowly. He didn't chase riches. He chased peace. But even as success came knocking, her memory lingered like smoke in an old room. He never talked about her. Never dated seriously, just worked. And healed. Quietly. Then, one rainy afternoon, while he was closing shop, he heard a knock on the garage door. He wiped his hands, pulled it open, and there she was. Maya, soaked, shivering, and crying. Her clothes were wrinkled, no jewelry, no makeup. Her shoes were falling apart. "Liam," she whispered. His breath caught, because in that moment, he saw it. Not just the girl he had once loved, but the price she had paid for walking away. Maya stood in the doorway, her eyes filled with something Liam had never seen in her before. Shame. She held onto her torn purse like it was the only thing keeping her steady. "I didn't know where else to go," she whispered. I'm sorry." Liam didn't speak. He just stepped aside. She walked in slowly, like she didn't feel she had the right to. Her eyes scanned the space. New tools, clean floor, framed photos of smiling customers on the wall. It wasn't flashy, but it was real. Built with his own 2 hands. He handed her a towel, still quiet. She sat on a stool, drying her face, not looking up. "It all fell apart," she said. "That guy I left you for, he cheated on me, took everything. I ended up working 2 jobs just to survive. I moved from place to place, lost friends, lost myself." Liam leaned against the workbench, arms folded. "I was so sure I made the right choice," she continued, her voice cracking. "Back then, I thought money meant stability. That love couldn't feed me. But you were the only one who ever truly cared." He stayed still, his expression unreadable. She wiped her eyes, trembling. "I don't expect you to forgive me. I just needed to say it. I was wrong, and I'm sorry." A long silence filled the room, broken only by the soft drip of rain from the roof. Then, gently, Liam spoke. "You broke me, Maya. Not because you left, but because you traded love for cash like it was nothing." Her eyes filled again. "But I'm not angry anymore," he added. "I just hope you've learned what love really is." She nodded, unable to speak. Then she pulled something out of her bag. A small, worn-out keychain, a rusted heart. The same one he gave her years ago when they were broke but dreaming. "I never threw it away," she whispered, "even when I had nothing left. This reminded me of who I was before I got lost. Liam looked at it. The edges dulled, the red paint faded. He didn't take it back. Instead, he said quietly, "You can sleep on the couch tonight. Dry off, eat something." Her lips parted. "You'd let me stay?" "I don't hate you," he said simply. "But this time I'm not the one chasing." Maya nodded slowly. She knew, if she wanted a second chance, she'd have to earn it. Not with charm, but with change.
The next morning, sunlight peeked through the old garage windows. Maya woke up on the couch, wrapped in a warm blanket she didn't remember pulling over herself. The smell of bacon and coffee drifted from the kitchen corner, where Liam stood quietly, flipping eggs. She sat up slowly, her voice dry. "You didn't have to do all this." He didn't turn. "I know." They ate in silence. It wasn't awkward, just careful, like two people walking across a bridge built from broken pieces. After breakfast, Maya helped clean up. Her hands shook a little. She wasn't used to kindness without strings anymore. "I've been applying for jobs," she said softly. "It's hard. I've been blacklisted in some places. People don't trust me." Liam handed her a dish towel. "What about trust in yourself?" She paused, then looked down. "That's even harder." He nodded. "That's where you start." Over the next few weeks, Maya stayed in the spare room behind the garage. She swept the shop floor, ran errands, helped customers. She didn't ask for anything, no affection, no promises. Just time to prove she wasn't the same girl who left for money. People in town began to notice. "Isn't that the one who—" they'd whisper. But Liam didn't feed gossip. He let actions speak. One evening, after closing up, Maya sat beside him on the hood of an old car they were restoring. "I'm not asking you to forget," she said. "I just hope someday you'll see who I'm trying to be now." He looked at her, quiet for a long moment. Then he said, "People can change, but it only matters if they change for the right reasons." She blinked, surprised. "You left me for money," he added, his voice calm. "If you're here now just because you've got none, then this isn't healing. It's survival." Maya swallowed hard. "I'm here because I finally saw what I gave up. You loved me when I had nothing, when I was just me. I had to lose everything to see what that meant." He didn't say anything. But this time, he didn't walk away either. That night, Maya cried alone in her room. But not from pain, from relief. Because for the first time in years, she wasn't chasing money. She was chasing the girl she used to be.
Months passed. The town grew used to seeing Maya behind the counter of Liam's garage, handling invoices, offering coffee to customers, laughing softly in the background. She didn't wear makeup now. Her hair was usually tied up in a loose bun. She looked real. And Liam? He didn't forget what happened. But slowly he started to trust what was in front of him more than what lived in the past. One late evening, they stayed after hours, finishing paperwork. "You know," Liam said, glancing up, "we made it through tax season without losing our minds. That's a win." Maya smiled. "Feels good. Not running, not pretending." He leaned back in his chair. "You've changed, Maya. I don't mean the way you dress or act. I mean your soul." She looked down, her voice steady. "Because I finally had to live the consequences. I hurt you. I lost myself. I ended up in places I swore I'd never be. And still, you gave me a couch, a plate of food, a chance." He nodded slowly. "But I'm not here waiting for love anymore," she added. "I don't expect it. I just want to do right by you, even if it means just being someone who never lets you down again." Liam stood, walked over, and gently placed a hand on her shoulder. That's all I ever wanted, he said. A few days later, a man in a suit showed up at the garage. Rich, polished, driving a black Tesla. Maya froze when she saw him. It was Jason, the man she had once left Liam for. Maya, Jason said, stepping out. I've been looking for you. I messed up. I want to fix things. Come back with me. We can start fresh. I've changed. Liam stood beside Maya, silent, but Maya didn't hesitate. She looked Jason dead in the eyes. I don't want your world anymore, she said. I found something better. Not luxury, not money, just honesty and peace. Jason's smile faded. He looked at Liam, then back at her, trying to find the girl who used to chase shiny things. But she was gone. Jason drove off, tires spinning. Maya turned to Liam, her voice low. That part of my life? Dead and buried. He looked at her carefully, searching her face. And this time, when he reached for her hand, she didn't flinch. It wasn't a romantic ending. Not yet. But it was a beginning. One built not on roses and promises, but on grit, forgiveness, and quiet understanding. Because sometimes, love doesn't come back loud. Sometimes, it returns in the softest way. When two broken hearts start beating in sync again, without even trying,